Hello and welcome into this episode of the Versus Podcast. My name is Matt and joining me is Devin and Trey. Thank you all for joining. We really appreciate it. If you guys just please like and subscribe, we would greatly appreciate it. Comment on anything you got to say. We would greatly appreciate it. But Dev, Trey, how are we doing tonight?
Doing good. I'm ready to talk some baseball.
Hey, yeah, we only got 1 month left of baseball. Devin, I didn't let you share though. How you doing?
Doing good. Excited to talk about baseball. I think this is probably the most baseball I've ever watched in my life because of our fantasy baseball league. So yeah. I know a little more.
Hey, only 1 week left of the regular season.
Yeah.
So
my team's kind of falling apart, to be honest.
Yeah, I just beat you.
Yeah. Well, in this episode, like we said, we're just going to check back in with baseball as we only have about 1 month left in the season. So, Trey, let's start with you. Your team obviously has had the best year between the two of us. So, how are you feeling about not having Tatis, the trade for Soto, and do you think that Soto and Machado can lead this team to a World Series?
First off, Tatis stuff, obviously sad. Man's got a lot of maturing to do, I think. And I think it's pretty clear that in the clubhouse everybody thinks the same. So I think it's going to take some time for him to mature. And excited, obviously, to have him back. Soto and Machado, I think they're one of the best duos in the league. But I don't think they're really struggling right now. The Padres are very streaky and losing to bad teams. And for some reason, we just can't put runs on the board, which is kind of beyond me with Manny batting over 300 and Juan Soto, who's just amazing. But I don't think we're going to win a World Series this year. I think if Tatis came back, we definitely had a really good shot. But here's the hoping for next year.
Man, I really like your guys' pitching though. So I mean, if you're hitting, you guys can beat anyone in a series in my opinion.
Yeah,
so I think that it definitely could still happen this year. D-backs, obviously, we're not really competing. When I look at this, we're 11 and a half games back from the wild card. So we're not making the playoffs, obviously, but super, super happy with how this year has gone. At the beginning of the year, I was hoping for 60 wins. We're sitting at 55 and 66 right now. So super happy with how we're playing. I didn't expect much with this roster, especially after last year. Like it was an abysmal year. So I'm really happy. The future looks really bright. I've been very pleased with Alek Thomas, who came up earlier in the season. He's been with the team for most of the season, I'd say. He's a super good young talent, made some good plays in the field, really good hitting. I'm really happy with him. I think that he'll be a mainstay for this team for a long time coming. Yeah. Super excited. We just had one of our prospects, Stone Garrett, come up to the major leagues. Had a couple RBIs, had a couple hits, so that's all you can hope for. Hoping that we call up our number one prospect, Corbin Carroll, by the end of the year. I think that in the last couple of weeks or something, it'd be cool to see him called up. I put a note about Jordan Lawler. Just saw a little bit ago. He just got called up to he got called up to Double-A. He was our draft pick last year. So super good shortstop prospect. Super excited for him. And then we just got Drew Jones, which everyone is hyping up big time in this draft this year. So I've been super excited with that. Most D-backs thing ever. He gets drafted, hurts his shoulder, has shoulder surgery. So definitely want him to get healthy. But I mean, he's been comped by people are saying that he could get up as fast as Bryce Harper got up, and Bryce Harper got up in about a year or so. So super excited for what's to come with the D-backs. Obviously, very far down the line before we're saying can we compete for a World Series. But, I mean, let's just look at the updated standings. Just want to go through it. We have the National League, and first we have the Dodgers at 84 and 37, absolutely dominating baseball right now. Super red-hot team. I think that they took everyone taking the Padres once the trade happened to Hart.
Yeah.
And then we got the Mets, just been consistent all year, even with the Braves surging, but they're at 79 and 46. And then we got the Cardinals, who are red hot. Shout out Garrett DeVries for your team, but they're 70 and 52 right now. Let me look how many games they're up on the Brewers, but they are now 4.5 games up on the Brewers. So if they can stay hot, Albert Pujols is going off right now. Yeah. So happy for him. And then our wild card teams, we got the Braves at the top at 77 and 48, the Phillies in second at 68 and 55, and then your Padres finishing off at 68 and 56. Only 1.5 games up on the Brewers right now, so hopefully not too much fall off. I want to see the Padres in the playoffs, so that's what we got. Moving over to the American League, we have the Astros, who have been they're with the Yankees all year, but the Yankees have been hot, so they finally took over first place. They are at 78-45. Then we got the Yankees in second at 76-48. Been pretty bad since the trade deadline happened. Their last 10 they were 4-6 at one point. I think they were like 3-12 to come out of the All-Star break. The Yankees definitely are cooling down. So, and then we have the Guardians. Kind of a surprise here. Take over the Twins. The Guardians are at 64-56.
Yep.
And very impressed by that team for sure. And then we got the Rays, who always find that wild card spot, 67-55. We got the Blue Jays, who could make some noise at 65-55. And then we got the Mariners at 66-56, finishing off. But yeah, just kind of wanted to share some of that. What are you guys thinking? Like, who would you say is your favorite to win the World Series right now?
You want to go, Dev?
I'll go. The Houston Astros.
I
think Alex Bregman is having his 2019 season.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. He's on my fantasy team. I also have Altuve on my fantasy team, so that's the only reason I'm rooting for them. I know they're cheaters, but, I think Bregman and Altuve, they have a solid team around them, and I think they're going to win it all. But I'm rooting for the Padres because Josh Bell is my guy. I like Josh Bell. He's on my fantasy team.
Dude, he's sucking right now.
Yeah, he's in a slump right now. He's missing Washington a little bit, but once he gets acclimated to San Diego weather,
I bet he's missing Washington, D.C. compared to San Diego.
Well, he's struggling right now, so...
Yeah.
He'll get back on track, and, maybe the Padres do something, but...
We'll see.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Trey, what you thinking?
For me, kind of pains me, but I feel like the Dodgers are kind of unstoppable right now. I know Walker Buehler's going to be out to what I think release today is going to be out to like 2024 with Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
But low-key, though, I think the Braves could be a team that might be able to
100%.
come back. I mean, they have the best record since July or something?
Yeah, they're red hot.
So, I don't know. I think if you asked me a couple weeks ago, I would say Dodgers, but I'm leaning more and more to Braves.
I said in the episode we did with Blake, I know that they're not having the best start of the second half of the season, but give me the New York Yankees. Aaron Judge is having an insane season. I think that the only thing that's going to keep them holding up is their pitching, but their hitting lineup is insane. I think that it'll carry them. I've got, once again, the Subway Series. I got the Yankees, Mets in the World Series, and the Yankees are on top. So I really like the Yankees. I think that if I had another team to take it, it'd be the Mets. I feel like the Dodgers, not having Walker Buehler is going to hurt them a lot, and I think that they choke a lot in the playoffs. Blake, they choke a lot in the playoffs. You guys choke, Blake. I'm sorry. But the Dodgers have done this a lot.
Yeah.
And until they actually win a 162 game season World Series, I will not pick the Dodgers to win a 162 game World Series. The only World Series they've won was in 2020 when they only played 60 games. Do you know why that is? Because they only had to play 60 games. They cannot play a complete season. So until they can prove that to me, they're not the favorite because they always finish with the 1 seed. Yeah. So that's my personal opinion. But that's all we got for you guys for this episode. Obviously a shorter one, but we always want to finish with a passage of scripture. So Devin is going to share the passage with us. So what you got for us?
Yeah, so today I have Philippians 4:6-7, which says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." I like that just because it's so nice that we can just go to God and find peace with whatever we're going with, whether it's something we're struggling with, something that's on our mind. God's always there for us, and He's going to be there to listen to us and bring us peace and comfort, even if it may not be like how we want things to be. Like, He's always there for us, and He has an amazing plan for us that we may not realize we want or something,
Yeah.
Just like Trey said last video.
Yeah, I really like that. I really love that. That's really good. I think that's great to share. I mean, obviously, God's bringing it up for a reason for us to talk about His plan for us. So, I mean, if you're listening and wondering what your God's plan is, just pray. I think that's a huge way to talk to God. Just pray that He shows you what His plan is so that you can get that. That's the most important thing, is we want to be living our lives to glorify God. So, you guys got anything else to add?
Nah, that's it.
It's gonna be a fun playoff run. I'm excited for the MLB playoffs.
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
too.
underrated in my opinion. Playoffs. It's just so high intensity every game. So I'm excited for you to finally like live through an actual MLB playoff run.
I watched when the Cubs won. I'm a semi-Cubs fan.
Oh my gosh, man.
I am. I watched every playoff game when they won the World
Oh
Series.
my gosh, bro.
I watched all the playoffs, not just the World Series. I watched every playoff game with my grandpa. But after that, I kind of stopped watching baseball.
Yeah, well, we'll get
And
you back on it.
They
We'll get
suck
you back
too,
on
so
it.
I mean,
Hey,
The
they're
Cubs
playing
do
better.
suck.
I
No,
follow
the
them on
Cubs suck.
Instagram, so I'm a real Cubs fan.
The Cubs suck. They literally could have gotten better by making trades at the deadline
Yeah.
and getting assets, but instead they just
Yeah.
decided to keep guys that their contracts are going to expire.
I would say I'm a Cubs fan because I
Okay, yeah,
was
that's fair.
scared that Wilson Contreras was going to get traded, and I really didn't
They
want
should
to happen.
have.
No, they should have, but I mean, he's the heart of Chicago right now.
The heart of
heart of
Chicago?
Chicago?
The Chicago Cubs. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, not Chicago.
Yeah.
The Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
I mean, you go through Instagram, and everyone at that trade line was like, "Oh, just extend him." Like, every Cubs fan. Well, I shouldn't say every Cubs fan because I mean, I think smart Cubs fans were like, "Okay, let's get the value out of him we can."
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of people wanted him to stay. Sorry, I don't know why. this
Yeah,
tangent
hey, that's okay.
happened.
Hey, we love it.
I'm
love
a
it.
Cubs
But yeah.
fan, guys.
But yeah, all right. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode. We really appreciate it. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, comment, and we will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.